Hi everyone, it's Ali again with another card using the Peony Bouquet set from Altenew and a Kaleidacolour pad, this time in Blue Breeze. So I love this Altenew set, it's so versatile, and also this Kaleidacolour pad I've had almost since I started stamping, which is around 16 years ago now, and it's still going strong. I'm going to use my Misty to do the layering stamping. I just find it makes it a whole lot easier, and you can stamp a number of times on each layer to make sure it's covered. So I'm just putting the base or the first layer of that flower down onto the card, and I'm going to use the top three colours of the Kaleidacolour pad, the lightest colours to start off with. I'm just gently moving that across the flower, trying not to move the pad too much, just gently crosswise, and then again with the bud. And I have got a bit of the darker ink on the edge of the bud, but that ends up to be dark anyway, so I wasn't too worried about that. And I just do that twice, do the base colours twice, just to get a good coverage of ink. And now I'm just going to get the second layer and line that up for the flower and the bud as well. And this time when I stamp it, I'm going to use the middle three colours of that Kaleidacolour pad, just so the colour graduates through the flower and is lighter at the front and darker at the back of the flower in the end. And I do that twice for that middle layer. I like to have a nice deep colour for that middle layer. And just going in with the third layer of the flower and the bud, lining those up. And I'm going to use the three darkest colours on the ink pad this time. And this time I'm just going to stamp it once because it was quite dark. And then I'm just going to get the little green stem for that bud, and I'm going to stamp it in Forest Glades, which is an Altenew ink pad. It's the middle colour in the greens, and it only needed one layer and covered quite well. And I've done the same thing with three of the leaves in the Altenew set, and I've done those leaves in Frayed Leaf, Forest Glades and Evergreen stamp pads. And you can see the beautiful blue, vibrant blue that you get with that Blue Breeze ink pad. Here's the dies that I do have for this set. I don't always buy dies with my stamp sets. I usually, if there's a lot of intricate cutting, I think I will get the dies with the set, but if I don't know how much I'm going to use, I'll often just get the stamp set first and then get the dies if I find I'm really using it a lot. I find the dies can be expensive. And I'm layering the pieces on now to the card where I'd like them to go. And I decided not to use that larger leaf in the end. So now I'm just going to adhere those on, starting with the ones at the back. And I'm using just a roll glue tape. A lot of the time I use double-sided tape. Sometimes I use my multimedia matte glue. Just depends what I've got on hand. And I've got 3D foam circles that I'm going to put on the back of that flower and pop it up a little bit to give it a bit of dimension. And now for my words, I'm going to use a die cut from a Simon Says stamp set U, which is a great set and I've used it heaps and heaps. And also the stamp from that U set which says Are Loved. And I've die cut that out of black card. Just popping that on the card where I'd like it to go. And then I stamp the Are Loved in VersaFine black ink. And I just use my Misty to do that. So I got a nice impression. And just using my multimedia matte glue with the precision tip, just give a really fine line of glue on the back of those letters. And then I start with the U just so that I can line it up with the end of the Are Loved words. I find if I work backwards sometimes like that, or from the middle out, if you want to get things even, it's a lot better. So just gluing those on, and with that matte glue, and just making sure they're all in line and straight. And also I decided that I needed some shimmer on that flower, so I got my Wink of Stella pen and I just feathered it out on the darkest parts of the flower there, all over the flower and the bud. I've just sped through that a little bit. So I hope you enjoyed the card, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all the likes and the comments, and I hope it inspires you to give it a go. See you next time.